was probably the hardest clutch to ever win in esports history.
FaZe, the composers out there, but the kills are... Oh, it's a 3v1! June, can you save your team? FaZe one run away from being the greatest to ever touch the game. June, 1v1 though, he's gonna clutch it! Will he? To save his team, he's on 1 HP, but so is VDK now! With a gun like that, June!
And this player, June, did it twice.
Yo, that might be a good call, but they're still just over-aggressing, over-peeking, trying to deny too much entry, and it just... Unless June can do it again.
Can he do it?
But if
he did a 1v3 to save him. Can he do a 1v3 to propel them into another map?
My God, this guy.
FaZe is trembling.
This guy. No. This guy is the fucking thing. This guy cannot fucking lose.
The reason why these two clutches are so incredibly impressive and so incredibly difficult is not the actual clutches themselves. Let's be honest, FaZe were a little bit throwing their bodies one by one, right? It's not that crazy. But the stakes and context surrounding the tournament, the grand finals they were in, that's what makes this so fucking impressive. I'm gonna break it down in a sec, from the beginning of the round to the end, and I'm explaining exactly how we did it. But before we did that, let's talk about the stakes. This is map 3 of the grand finals of the 6th Invitational 2026. It is the most prestigious, it is the most important Siege tournament of the year, the biggest one. $3 million prize pool, hammer and legacy on the line. Team Secret are playing in front of their home crowd in Europe, and they are getting decimated by FaZe. FaZe is up 2-0 on map count, and the first 2 maps was a 7-4, 7-2. Like, they're getting fucking rinsed. And this is FaZe's map pick, and they're about to win. They're about to just 3-0 clean sweep the hometown favorites in Europe just for another year of Brazilian dominance in Siege. They're on match point and infinite overtime, by the way. So the match hasn't ended at 8-7 because Siege matches usually typically go to 8 at most. In an overtime match, infinite overtime means you must win by 2, and Secret are down 8-7. The pressure is just fucking beyond immense right here, right? But let's break it down from the beginning around the end so we understand the context of the round in general. So this is Fortress. For those who aren't familiar, this is the newest map in Pro League, and FaZe are going for a direct push onto the command office site, and so that entails hitting the site like direct. So there's 2 pushes that can happen on the site, the across and the direct. Zoom in on the stapper. Basically, this is the bomb site. Usually teams like to go across, or you can go direct. The way the direct push works is you need to hit these 2 entry spots, new tower drop, and walking up the lobby stairs. And I need to open my game again so I can fuck it. The first main entry point, right, is like new tower drop. This makes sense. You fucking drop down. Usually the enemy makes feet holes here, but again, this is the angle on the site. And you know, this also straight into sight. Another entry point, walking the guy up the lobby stairs. Again, it creates a crossfire, right? You create a crossfire between yourself and new tower. Boom, you drop down here and you fight this. FaZe know this. FaZe know this is like what they want to do. So that's why they're actually holding this area down. This is actually very common to hold. A zombie on the desk position makes, you know, the entry for that new tower very hard. He has to rotate into that desk wall. Tyler J breaks and give the sub no ads. And then the other player we saw earlier, the moment the drone switches over, right here, looks left. VD King, or Secret know this. Holy shit, I'm having a stroke. Holy jet lag. Savage is playing on the staircase with Smoke because Smoke is a really good staircase operator. You can literally play here with the pump shotgun, pump people coming up, and then throw your fucking smoke grenades and delay them from coming up if they're like a shield player or whatever, right? So, boom. That's Secret setup against it. And FaZe are entering into it. At the same time, they have KDS playing over here on Museum Window. Hopefully it shows them on it soon. Cyber entries into new tower. He takes his space, and they're just clearing out this first layer. And KDS on Museum Window is really, really important layer to have. Museum Window is going to hold that mobility from the stairs plate, right? If you have a guy on Museum Window, it means this museum hallway right here, the defenders can't run people at the smoke to help him out through Museum hallway, and the smoke also is forced to basically just kind of be cut off. I mean, the rotate is still very hard for the attacker to hold because it's a very like tiny pixel, but regardless, it's a cutoff basically. Okay, so just remember that as the round goes on. And yeah, so Secret are still trying to waste this time. Handy's getting ready to walk up the lobby stairs. KDS is holding the cut position. They're using the zombie barricades. They just continually try to retake this position, and pressure from Vita King and Souls to the opposite side of the map just means that FaZe can't just bring every single body over here to stop this. So Vita King and Souls are basically just saying, hey, if you want to leave this part of the map, we'll take the opposite side for free and basically win the round. So that like kind of locks Secret into spreading the entire map still. So this isolates the players, and then Blackbeard, basically the camera work didn't catch it. Okay, the camera work didn't catch it, but right there, essentially Vita King won his one on the opposite side of the map. Secret got over aggressive, but Handy walks up the staircase with Flores. Okay, Handy walks up the staircase with Flores. They killed their main stairs guy. KDS was holding his runaway. And now they get to move up into this top of the lobby stairs position is now taken by FaZe. They've infiltrated the area. They have the rotate into sight at their exposure. But there's still one more thing kind of stopping them from moving forward, which is the horse position. So the horse position for the defenders is right here. This is what's stopping this push from going down, because FaZe still have long angles down all the way down the hallway. FaZe still have long angles down onto the rotate in sight. And because of this, FaZe also still have bathroom control, which also gives angles onto everywhere that, or sorry, Secret still, fucking God, Secret still have control to this, Jesus fucking Christ, can stop FaZe from moving through. But that's the next stop of the push, because now Souls has Ying. Souls has Ying Shaka. So Souls has Ying Shaka for this exact reason of pressuring this horse guy, and you can see them slowly moving up with the Blackbeard and the Ying to kind of throw at the player horse and the player playing on rotate right here. So here comes the rotates, here comes the Yings, and the pressure's coming through, and it's just like a two-way pinch, and he gets downed, and you see this like dilemma that, like, you know, Secret are in, because they want to bring players back to site, but Vita King is slowly working the counter pressure. C4 comes out, KDS dodges it, and here comes this pinch, right? Souls has successfully Yinged out horse. Vita King has successfully made his way across the entire map as Ace, and Ace is super good because there's so many walls on the other side of the map. Essentially, this entire time that this was going down, look at this. This is wall 1, this is wall 2, and this is like wall 3, and Vita King was able to use Ace charges to basically get through all of that to create counter pressure from the opposite side push to basically make it, hey, Secret, you can't just ignore us. You know, now Vita King has this entire fucking side of the map. So now, FaZe literally have flawless execute position and a 5v3. They have horse position. This has been taken by the Ying. Souls has taken this position with the Ying. They have the hallway position, and they also have Vita King coming from the opposite side of the map in bathroom. Sight is completely fucking surrounded in like almost like 99% of realities, because FaZe have this control, FaZe have this control, FaZe have this control, FaZe have this control. Sight is completely fucking encapsulated, and it's just almost impossible for the defenders to win this round. Not to mention, it gets even worse. Like, it gets even worse because, like, in these positions, oh, Souls kind of fucking, like, shoots his teammate right there a little bit. But yeah, Cyber gets Adrian. And now it's a 5v2. 5v2, by the way, and they have the entire site surrounded. And so Joom and Noah actually managed to trade out 2 more kills before Noah finally goes into Cyber. Just an overwhelming man advantage in this scenario. Now, it's a 1v3 for Joom. This round, map control wise, was basically unwinnable for Secret. It was a 2v5 2 seconds ago. And this is on match point. World Championship point. This motherfucker is essentially in front of a home crowd, about to get 3-0'd in an embarrassing fashion, 1v3 to save his fucking team. I understand. I need you to try to understand what kind of, like, if you're in a 1v3 on match point for maybe your rank up game or something, there's like a certain, like, if you really care about ranked, there's a certain amount of nerves that go behind that, right? Like, you're a certain amount of nervous if it's like your champ rank up game. This is World Championship point. Save your team, win this clutch, or go home, and everyone else in the world has already counted you entirely out of the round. But sadly, we're fucking watching Joom. And that's what makes his clutch so fucking impressive. He is getting actively triple swung by like 3 people right now. And you, like, the first thing we have to immediately notice about him. Actually, I should let the clutch play out first. I should let the clutch play out first. And he's on 1 HP here too. And that's the reason why I'm freaking out. That's the reason why I'm freaking out. You can hear the crowd too. It's like plot armor. It's literally fucking plot armor. It's magic. What I love about the clutch, and let's look, like, talk about clutch fundamentals here. What I love about this clutch is that, like, typically FaZe right here, you see how tight the refrag is. Souls almost immediately swings him right after, but Joom has already started pre-firing the second swing. And the moment he downs Souls, he doesn't even confirm the kill because he's disciplined enough to aim at the exact next angle that Vita King is going to fight him from, which is the bathroom rotate. Like, it's instinct for him. It's instinct for him to immediately look at the next target, right? And so that's what's so incredibly fucking beautiful of this clutch, and it's just fucking disgusting. Because the amount of pressure this guy is under right now, it's I don't even know how to explain it. Grand finals, home crowd. You're about to fucking lose, and you have to save your fucking team 1v3, and you're cold as a fucking cucumber. Cool as a fucking cucumber. Cold as shit, cold as ice, cold as the fucking Arctic. Holy shit. And he doesn't give a fuck after. He's locked in. He's dialed in. He's fucking dialed in, and he does it again. But before we fucking talk about how he does it again, let's talk about the next round like really quick, because like I think this is like, fucking hilarious. They traded one more round back and forth, and I just think it was like a funny ass round. Like this is how much plot, this is how ridiculous this plot armor is at this point. Right now, Secret are going for like this fast courtyard hop play. I won't break this down too much because it's not the focus of this video. Like they're going for a hop play on the exact same site from courtyard though, like opposite over, and like Joom right here should die. Like, he is yinging out a warden that is actively about to peek him on courtyard door. Look at this fucking plot armor. Look at this fucking plot armor. He just drops off the perfect fucking time. Not to mention, they put like fucking 17,000 traps. They put elo mines, they put fucking thorn traps, they put like legions all over a courtyard. And like... and then Joom gets another kill. Joom repels back up to courtyard door, where he should have died. Repels back up and gets 2 kills. Against a warden that should have had a freebie on him. Like, there was nothing stopping this man this game. By the way, his score is so low here because, like, you know, it was rehosted. But, like, look at the kills on this overtime game. Haney, 21 kills. Noah, 19 kills. Joom had, like, 20 fucking something at this point. And, yeah, like, it's insane. This round would, like, he eventually dies. Secret start putting down the bomb with their man count, though, which is, like, really, really good. And this round was a round to, like, push them to their own match point for the first time in the series, right? Because FaZe literally had the lead the entire time. Secret never, ever, ever had match point. Every match point up until now in every overtime, infinite overtime cycle was in favor of FaZe until now. It was like 22 at this point, probably. And look at this. I just want everyone to look at like the mental state of Secret after this round. Noah wins the 1v1 and just another 1vx kind of like, it's a 1v1, yes, but like, dude, look at Noah. Look at Noah. He can't fucking believe it. It's so fucking ridiculous. But sometimes you just have to laugh in the madness. He's literally Joker laughing in the ridiculousness of the scenario, where FaZe have literally had their advantage the entire time. They're in there, like the fucking crowd's going fucking nuke. They're getting rinsed, but the crowd still believes in their comeback, and Noah wins the most ridiculous 1v1 to fucking bring it back. Not to mention, by the way, not to mention, when they won for 8-7, they thought they won the game because they forgot it was infinite overtime. Like they're literally like, look, they win, they go to 8-7, they start taking off their headsets, they are standing up. Fucking cut to FaZe scan, Flan, probably a family member, cut back. They get booed by the entire fucking crowd. They're laughing because like, oh shit, we thought the game was over. Like, this is an insane sequence of events because you think of it chronologically speaking, what just fucking happened was FaZe got to 8-7. They got up. They thought they fucking won. They had to sit back down. Joom saves the fucking team to go 8-8. Joom clutches. So it's like FaZe actually should have won after this too, after getting up. But then they got Joom clutched on. They got Joom clutch 1v3'd on. And then after that, no one was fucking laughing in the madness. And it's 9-10 Secret. Okay, it's 9-10 Secret. That is a moment that we're in right now. Like, this is just an absolutely fucking insane series of events. And so this round, the determining round, the fucking round, the second round, I'm going to break it down strategically from the beginning. It's opposite side on the top floor. So it's the other bomb site. So it's dorms. So yeah, this is the bomb site they're defending right now. It's dorms this time around. The obvious attacker entry point directly is going to be the wall that goes directly outside. But not only that, this control vending side, old tower side, this is like the direct push, right? Because it's such an easy entry for attackers. Yeah, because if you're like outside the building up top here and you just fucking, you know, you just get your ass in this doorway, you could drop down old tower, and then boom, you're immediately basically next to site. And then by getting this control, by getting old tower control, if you have the breach open, right? If you have this breach open, you can stop people from getting onto this rotate. You can essentially walk a shield onto this corner and plant the bomb. So for a defender, it's like that's such a powerful push that defenders, no matter what, will hold down old tower with their lives with a rotate here. Okay, but FaZe know that. So FaZe are also going for an old tower take. Glass upside down repel on the window, and then a shield dropping down on old tower to take the space. And not only that, Cyber is on Buck underneath, holding the rotate of the player, playing close on this glow stick kind of arch, window position with KDS outside the breach. This is a common push, and Secret actually win this first gunfight, which is so huge. But this player, you have to realize about this player, Adrian, on that fucking stuck spot, is he's absolutely fucking stuck. So hopefully you see in a moment when Cyber, he's under here, he's holding his rotate away. This smoke, right, this is such a powerful position for denying both the window hopping from right here, people coming up a staircase, and the push up close. This smoke is a powerful position, but at the same time, he's stuck here. Because from underneath, Cyber has his runaway from underneath, and it can also walk up and flash him and do all kinds of things to him that he doesn't consent to. They are in the shits. FaZe is just overloading the fuck out of bodies onto this position, and sadly for Secret, the opposite side pressure, like the people just holding cuts on the opposite side of the map on Courtyard and the wall, just end up winning their gunfights. And so now Adrian has to get aggressive. He actually does win that. The bullets fire through from underneath by Cyber, but it doesn't catch him. 3v3. Joom tries to get aggressive a little bit, but doesn't find anything. And now it's a 3v3. It's kind of evened out. And FaZe at this point, they're rotating bodies over to Courtyard side because they realized, hey, we just failed to clear out Adrian in this glow stick position with the Buck, with the glass, with the fucking, blitz, with everything. We failed to clear that out. This is no longer possible. Let's stop going for this. Thankfully for them, Handy was basically already pressuring Courtyard for the entire time for this round. And so they start coming around and rotating bodies around to repel and, getting into Courtyard, right? This is their entry now. They're going to walk Courtyard and kind of hit this opposite pressure over to go for picks on this side of the map. Secret kind of make a blunder here. Now, this wasn't like a blunder in terms of like a bad decision. This was just an unlucky decision to make. Secret right here think it's only one person still. They think it's only Handy alone because he was pressuring this by himself the entire time. So they C4 the doorway of Courtyard at the same time of pushing Mowgli through the rotate, right? It's kind of a distraction because they thought Handy was standing right here, and they thought if they could get Handy to start sprinting away from the C4, he would be gunned down. Mowgli would walk through the shotgun, and they get a free pick onto Handy. That was the idea. This was a great play, but Handy was way too composed and basically just gets Mowgli for completely free, right? This is Secret being overproactive against FaZe team that really just doesn't move and doesn't capitalize off the gaps they would normally get like an EUT would. So Secret playstyle kind of gets counter, which I'll break down actually in another video after this time. Check out the video actually. I think FaZe versus Secret is a perfect idea of like rock, paper, scissors fucking stylistic counters in Siege. Regardless, 3v2 now. Okay. And now Adrian, a little bit walking around. FaZe have just been holding their angles and their rotations every single portion of every single round. Adrian tries to get aggressive to get a pick back. And unfortunately for him, he fucking loses it. And now, who was it up to again? It's up to fucking Joom again. It's up to fucking Joom again. And this is why it's so fucking crazy. And one of the best calls I've heard Bolo ever make on a stream with me is 1v3. He was 1v3 to save them on this map. Can he 1v3 again to propel them to the next map after this to win?
KDS takes him down. Joom once again, last man standing, 1v3. He's been here before.
And I think you guys know the answer.
Do it again. Step one. Cyber is down. KDS is low HP, and he knows exactly where he is.
One more has the case. Has the case. Top blue to his right.
The answer is yes.
Go head to head.
The answer is yes. And he's fucking cold. Look at him. Look how fucking cold he is. And with that, by the way, look at him. Look at that guy. He broke the fucking kill record for that. He broke the best of one kill record. Or not, he didn't break the kill. Sorry, hold on. He tied the best of one single map kill record with that. Granted, this is like a tiny bit of grain of salt. Tiny bit of grain of salt because he had infinite overtime, which means 20. He had 20 total rounds. The score was 9-11. No jokes, please. 20 rounds to do it, while Onigiri did it on an 8-7, which he had 15 rounds, and I'm presuming Pablo also did it on an 8-7. So 5 more rounds to do so, a little bit of grain of salt, but still fucking insane. Not to mention this 1v1 the way it was played again. Also, beautiful way to play a 1v1. He knows that FaZe are in 3 different pressure points, right? They're collapsing, triangulating his position, and so he has to go aggressive on each of them to make sure that they're not going for it. Cyber, notably, I do think this was a bit of a misplay from Cyber as a coach, but at the same time, Cyber could also be thinking that like, oh, he just shot my boy's drone. He's looking at Handy. I'm going to hold this doorway in case he tries to wrap around on my boy Handy. Cyber gets caught out solo, and then after this, KDS goes on Matcher's door. I guess to hold rotation, or just like, I'm not necessarily sure, like, right here why necessarily KDS isn't like reset, but maybe he's also like trying to keep that refrag alive. And I think they're both trained eyes over here on this story. They think he's still around the area that he kills Cyber here. They thought he would reaggress over onto each other, so KDS was holding for his boy Handy in case Joom crossed to his boy Handy. I think that was the idea. Like, KDS wanted to hold for his cross so that Joom could not run at his boy Handy, which is the next position that's isolated, because just earlier they C4'd and sent Mowgli at him, right? So they knew where Handy was. So then fucking KDS gives his life away, and then again it's just 1v1, and in this position he's just fucking cold. He's just fucking cold. He's just fucking cold. This is the most impressive set of 2 clutches I've ever seen. Let's aura farm. Let's put his photo with this fucking back turn to the camera. Aura farm photo. Aura farm moment. Right? This is grand finals. This is not ranked game. This is not like your promos match for gold or something. This is grand fucking finals to save your team and to win your team the map. Back to fucking back 1v3s. And this guy's cold every single time. And he pulls it off every single time. This pressure-wise, stakes-wise, the amount of map control FaZe had in both of those rounds, overwhelming dominance over them for the entire series. This was disgusting. Now, granted, given the outcome of the series, like, I think it's just a little bit, like, sad. It kind of stops it from reaching a level of greatness that, like, this were the 2 clutches to propel Secret to win SI. But unfortunately, FaZe won that entire series. FaZe kind of put them down on that on the 4th map, and, cemented themselves as the greatest team of all time in Siege, because they're fucking FaZe. They're terrifying. And FaZe, I mean, if you don't remember, FaZe lost this game. They were up 6-1 map 5 against W7M in 2024, and they lost this game. So FaZe already have lost in the worst way possible when they were 1 round away from having 3 SIs back to back to back in their name. This year, there was no way they were going to let just getting up, celebrating too early, and getting double clutched on stop them. And so they were unstoppable, and they ran through Secret on map 4, and they won the SI. But still, thank you for the sub. I am G Nemesis, enjoy no ads, appreciate it. But still, I think it's just, this is the hardest esports clutch you could hit. I don't know if it's like, okay, I don't know if it's across all esports the greatest clutch of all time, but given the circumstances, given the scenario, this was difficult. Like, this is like in a tier of, this is like the set of most difficult clutches you could win, right? You got like Stompin's 1v5 in there. You got like, but like that wasn't even on match point. Like, like that was on map point, but that wasn't on match point, right? So it's like, you got to think about, like, that's match fucking point. That's like, that could have been the last point in the series, and then he also did it again, doesn't end the next map. Just fucking insane. Just fucking insane. That's my little tidbit of that for the day.